France's economy is standing at a critical juncture as it moves toward 2025. A nation renowned for its rich history, strong industries, and cultural influence, France now faces the challenge of navigating a rapidly changing global landscape. Economic decisions made this year could have lasting effects for years to come. From sweeping policy reforms to global economic shifts, we'll explore the factors that will determine whether France's economy will thrive or dive in the upcoming year. With economic recovery, political decisions, and international pressures all in play, let's break down what might define France's future in 2025. The French economy is the second largest in the Eurozone, a significant player on the world stage. But the economy in 2024 has been slow, with moderate growth around 1.2%. Although better than feared, it's still not enough to fuel confidence for an economic boom. Inflation remains a crucial issue, though it's starting to cool off from its 2023 peak. Essential goods, like food, energy, and housing, have been rising steadily, pushing many households into financial strain. Consumer confidence is fragile, with households concerned about both the cost of living and economic stability. Despite these challenges, France's unemployment rate has been steady at about 7%. However, youth unemployment remains a big issue, over 15%. While the country's strong social safety nets provide support, they also put pressure on government finances. The French government has introduced several bold reforms aimed at revitalizing the economy. One of the most significant is the overhaul of the labor market. With changes to labor laws and the introduction of tax incentives for businesses, the goal is to make France more competitive globally. However, these reforms are not without their controversy. The labor market changes, which aim to make it easier for businesses to hire and fire employees, are seen by critics as risky. Many argue that these reforms undermine workers' rights and contribute to job insecurity. Equally contentious is the pension reform, which proposes raising the retirement age from 62 to 64. This has led to mass protests. The government argues it's necessary for the long-term sustainability of the pension system, but many French people feel this reform could put undue strain on older workers. Then there's the question of tax breaks for businesses. Will these work to boost foreign investment, or will they create an even larger gap between the wealthy and the working class? In 2025, we'll see if these reforms can help France's economy or if they'll fuel social unrest. The energy transition is at the forefront of France's economic strategy. The French government has pledged billions of euros to transform the country's energy sector, focusing on renewable energy and reducing reliance on fossil fuels. This shift is vital in France's fight against climate change, with a goal of becoming carbon neutral by 2050. However, while this shift may seem promising in the long term, the short-term costs are significant. Green energy technologies are expensive, and making the transition could put a financial strain on households and businesses, especially in the form of higher energy bills. At the same time, France's nuclear power sector, which provides around 70% of its electricity, continues to play a central role. France has long relied on nuclear energy as a stable, low-carbon energy source. But nuclear energy is expensive to maintain, and safety concerns have raised questions about its future. Will France be able to balance its nuclear energy dependence with growing investments in renewables? The global economy is anything but stable. With the rise of global trade tensions, especially between the US and China, France's economic success in 2025 will depend on its ability to weather global uncertainty. Rising interest rates across the world, particularly in the US and the European Union, could lead to higher borrowing costs for France. This would further increase national debt, which is already above 110% of GDP. If the global economy slows, France may struggle to maintain its growth trajectory. Additionally, global supply chains are still recovering from the disruptions caused by the pandemic. With trade tensions between major powers, France could face disruptions in imports and exports, especially in key sectors like automotive manufacturing and high-tech industries. Tourism and exports are vital to France's economic health. France remains the most visited country in the world, drawing millions of tourists every year. In 2025, tourism is expected to rebound fully from the pandemic. This could bring much-needed revenue, create jobs, and support local economies, particularly in cities like Paris and regions like the French Riviera. But it's not just tourism. France's agricultural and luxury exports, things like wine, cheese, and high-end fashion, are vital to its economy. These sectors could provide a buffer against the global economic slowdown. However, competition is fierce. As other countries increase their focus on luxury exports, France must find ways to maintain its dominance in these high-margin sectors. The future of France's economy could be driven by technology and innovation. The French government has committed to making Paris a major European tech hub, with billions of euros invested in startups and research. The goal is to create a thriving tech ecosystem focused on AI, robotics, and biotechnology that can power the French economy forward. However, global competition is fierce. Countries like the US and China are investing heavily in the same technologies. Will France be able to keep pace, or will it fall behind? In addition, France is working on modernizing its traditional industries, like manufacturing and agriculture, through digital technologies. AI and automation could increase productivity, reduce costs, and make French products more competitive internationally. At the core of all these economic factors lies consumer confidence. If the French people feel secure in their jobs, their incomes, and their futures, they'll continue to spend, which will drive economic growth. But if they feel uncertain, they'll cut back, and the economy could slow down. Many French families are carrying more debt, driven by rising costs of living and a relatively high tax burden. But at the same time, savings rates have been higher than expected, as people remain cautious. The housing market remains a major concern, especially in urban areas where prices have skyrocketed. If housing becomes increasingly unaffordable, it could dampen consumer spending, and that's something the French government needs to address as they look ahead to 2025. As we look toward 2025, France stands at a crossroads. The economy is facing challenges, but it also has significant opportunities. Economic reforms, the energy transition, global trade, tourism, exports, and tech innovation will all play a role in shaping the future. Will France's ambitious plans work, or will they result in greater inequality and social unrest? Will the energy transition create a greener, more sustainable economy, or will it lead to higher costs for families? Will the economy bounce back after global economic pressures, or will it fall short? What do you think? Can France thrive in 2025, or will it struggle to overcome these hurdles? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on the latest economic trends and news. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Your thoughts and insights matter. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the global economy.